Shawnae and Martina, welcome to the Insurer TV. When you guys sat down with the Insurer TV last year at the WSA event in San Diego, a lot of the messaging centered on how enhanced technology is a driving force in the products and services that OIP provides the E&S market. What's new at OIP since then, and how's the start of your year been?
I don't know that I would say enhanced technology is our driving force. I think it's probably a product of our driving force, which I would say is the knowledge and the education that we instill in our employees. So I kind of look at it like prompting the chat GPT. I hear that a lot where somebody's really good at it, they've got the experience, they know exactly how to word it and frame it, and they get the results that they want. And conversely, someone who doesn't, they leave there thinking chat GPT doesn't really work. Yeah. And I think that's kind of similar to what we do. Is you can have the technology, you can have the solutions, but if it doesn't have the underwriting knowledge and the experience behind it, it's probably not going to meet your expectations.
Our partners are growing, industry is growing, and we're growing together with them. We have introduced a lot of new products and services on the underwriting support side and products, but also services on the technology side. And what's really shown this year in particular, as we enter our 13th year of existence of OIP, is that we work together with our clients to design these services and particularly address the needs of the E&S market, which is very, very specific. So I'm really proud of the fact that outsourcing is not what it used to be before, just delegating tasks that are not really that desirable or productive. But now outsourcing is seen more as co-sourcing. So it's collaborative partnership between our clients and us to address the specific need.
And so how is technology playing a role in modernizing the sector more broadly?
Well, I think if you look at the industry, people used to have their niches where it's just programs or just binding or just brokerage, and now there's a lot more diversity within each of the companies. And in order to get into those other spaces and verticals, you really need to have that technology that allows you to write the business, but also manage your portfolio. You have to have the right data, or else you could get in a lot of trouble before you know it. So what else? Would you add anything?
Well, I would add an observation that everybody is aware of the current state of market, and it's very interesting, least to say. There is a lot of pressure. You have increased competition, you have double-digit inflation worldwide, but also double-digit growth of our industry, and it keeps going up. So all of that increases the pressure on all the players to remain competitive and to innovate. So sometimes the best innovation is created actually under pressure. So I'd say that we should be grateful to the market conditions for forcing all the players to bring in those innovative solutions and keep up with the other industries that could have been more modern than we have before. But I feel like we're doing a good job to keep up now.
So just drilling down on this a little bit further, where do you see the biggest need or demand amongst carriers, brokers, TPAs, MGAs for transformation and technology?
If I would have to single out one, I'd say that would be submissions, because technology has been present in our industry for however many decades now. But now it's matured and it's gone a full circle. So the question on where do you start the data intake? Is it at the beginning of the life cycle of the policy, or is it on the tail end? So a lot of the conversations we have are about submissions intake. How do we capture that information? What is the information that we're capturing? And then again, what are we using with that information? Because is it captured at the risk level data? Is the submission captured at the submission level data? And are we able to reuse all of that for a quote, for a binder, for a policy, ultimately for a renewal? But ultimately, looking at the big picture, it's all with the idea of reducing costs, having speed to markets, being competitive, having a satisfied customer. So to round all of that up, like I said, if I had to single out one, it would be submissions. But I feel like we all need to remember that the product the insured buys is not insurance policy. It's a claim. And we need to be aware of all the facts that influence our decisions into making sure that the insured is paid out a claim should it come to that.
That makes a lot of sense. That's great perspective.
I would just add one thing is the quality, right? So all of the things that you rattled off that the technology gives us the benefits to, the speed, the cost savings, but that piece of having it accurately captured and moved forward, because we see that a lot. The mistake happens 5 years ago and then it just gets renewed wrong every time, and it skews your ability to manage the portfolio the right way and grow your business profitably. So I think that quality piece is something that we're not able to do manually. We just can't get to that level.
Where do you see companies making the biggest mistakes when it comes to tech transformation?
Well, I think one part that they do, I'm curious to hear your response here, but I think it's automating a process that is broken and expecting the automation to fix it. You need to understand the workflow and the life cycle and what happens before and after. And when you get the tech companies in here who don't have that experience of being on the underwriting desk for a decade, they don't know that. Like, how could they know? You can't expect them to. So I think expecting the technology to make them better in their business without looking at the core root of it, I think that's a big mistake.
I agree 100% with you, and I would also add that it's not only about resorting to an outside company that doesn't have insurance knowledge, but it's also a lot of attempts to solve this in-house. So we don't have to be the heroes. Everybody should be doing what they're best at. So if an underwriting manager is best at underwriting, if brokers should be brokering insurance, and that's all that they should be doing. And then they should be partnering up with the companies that are really understanding technology and connecting those dots of technology, insurance, business, claims, etc.
And which technology do you see making the biggest impact at the moment?
I mean, I would have to say AI.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
I think the speed that the AI is moving is a lot faster than our industry, so it's hard to keep up with that. And just like the panels were talking earlier, just there's a lot of unknowns that how do we prepare for that?
I think that technology, we're still at that stage, and we've been having these conversations for a couple of years already, and that is technology is scary. Technology is scary if it's not being understood, and currently what's happening with generative AI and all the technologies available out there, it is scary because if you don't understand it and don't understand the full capacity of how these new technologies can help us put our business at ease, we, as an industry, I feel like we need to do better in educating everybody into how technology is our friend, not our enemy. So to answer your question, definitely AI, and I think that 99% of the room here are gonna say the same, have the same response to your question. But a counter question would be, do they really understand it?
We are, of course, having this conversation at the E&S Insurers annual conference. I guess what themes have stood out to you so far from the morning's sessions?
Well, first of all, congratulations to you guys for your second year in a row. Last year was awesome, and we didn't think that it can get any better, but the panelists are awesome. The selection of the speakers is really, really good. A lot of people that you can really learn stuff from. So I want to say that what caught my attention is the cyclical nature of our business, which is really encouraging and empowering because however many times we think, oh my God, this is the worst period of our industry that we've ever seen and we've never seen these challenges, we got these great minds that are reminding us that this actually happened again. And it's really not that big of a deal. And we're going to survive and we're going to thrive and we're going to grow again and we're going to be one of the best industries in the world. Like, I really think we are. So no matter what the topic was, all I heard was people, partnerships, technology. And felt really good.
And a lot of optimism.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I guess I heard a lot of talks about claims and how that has changed from, premises-driven risks having a 10-year tail now, and that's not normal, right? So there's just so many things that are different in the whatever the jurisdiction is or the emerging exposure. And I think that just maybe emphasizes the need for the good data and being able to use that to be profitable and be able to, withstand the soft market in whatever line you're in. So, and I thought it was really interesting because I didn't really think about this before, but with the excess liability, so many excess carriers now, and they're attaching at lower points, and there's a lot more players. So a 5x of 50 is a lot easier to write a check for than a 25x of 50. Yep. And that's happening. And I didn't really put it in that perspective until this morning. So I thought that was really great too.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much for your insights. Thank you for joining us. And we hope you enjoy the rest of the event.
Thank you.
Thank you.